This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great being here helping you with playing the guitar. This is a fretboard theory lesson. So these theory lessons come out on Theory Thursday, and in this one, this is part 2 of unlocking the fretboard with the chromatic scale. So in the last lesson, I explained what the notes of the chromatic scale are and how we can move up each string with the chromatic scale. So with the guitar and other Western European based instruments, they're no longer Western European based because we've sort of spread worldwide, but these instruments started in Western Europe. With these instruments, we divide the octave, which is the sound of one pitch played the exact same sound in a higher or lower range. We divide that by 12 pitches, and that creates our chromatic scale. It has all the pitches that we have on the guitar, and there's 12 of them. So we looked at how we can play that chromatic scale right on, up, and down each of the strings, and that's how sort of the guitar is made. In this lesson, we're going to look at how we can cross strings with the chromatic scale in first position. So first position, or open position, is when we have our index finger positioned down here at the first fret, and where we're also using open strings. So we're using open strings. My index finger is going to be at the first fret, middle at the second, ring at the third, and pinky at the fourth. That is first position. We can play the chromatic scale in first position. We can actually play, if we use the low E string, we can play 2 octaves of the E chromatic scale on just right there in first position. If we continue up till we get to the E at the 12th fret on the high string, we can actually play 3 octaves. So this is really cool actually, and I've got it written up here on the board with the pitches in first position. With the way the chromatic scale is, as a pattern, in first position we can play the open string, first fret, second, third, and up to the 4th string, and then we go to the next string in the open position, or using the open string in the first fret, second fret, third fret, 4th. We go to the next string, open, first, second, third, and 4th. We get to the 3rd string, and we can go up to the 4th fret, but that note matches the open 2nd string. So with the 3rd string, we have to decide, and I've got it written here in parentheses, we have to decide if we're just going to go to the 3rd fret with the 3rd string, or if we're not going to play the open 2nd string. An easy way as you're getting started is to just remember 3rd fret for the 3rd string, and always just go up to the 3rd fret and then continue on as normal without playing the 4th fret. And then you'd have the open B string, and then 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th, and then the open top string. Now, looking from the names of the notes and looking from this as if it was an E chromatic scale, because we're starting on E, the notes would go as follows. Now, usually when we're talking about ascending and we're playing in a scale, as we're ascending, we usually use the sharp names for the chromatic pitches, and then when we're descending, we use the flat names. So I'm going to go ahead and say them that way as we get going. But just as an example, as we're going up, we'd have E, F, and then the next one is an F sharp or a G flat. But because we're going higher, or we're moving up in the scale, I would just say F sharp. And then we go up and I have G sharp or A flat, but because we're going higher, I just say G sharp. But on the way down, I could just say A flat for that one at the 4th fret, and then G flat for that one at the 2nd fret. So you can play this right along with me if you want to, but going through the E chromatic scale from the low 6th string all the way up to the 12th fret, where we have 3 octaves of the E chromatic scale, we actually continue on and have a large portion of a 4th octave, but not the complete 4th octave. We're lacking a couple notes, at least on this guitar. Maybe you have a guitar that goes way far. But if we go through that, we'd have something like this. So go 1, 2, here we go. We'd had it E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp. Remember not to use the 4th fret, or to use the 4th fret and not the open 2nd string, but I'm just going to go to the 3rd fret there on the 3rd string. And then we have the B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E as I move up that top string. And then going down we'd have E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D, D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, and E. So that's those notes just like that. Because we were playing it in scale form, I thought it was fun to go up to E and kind of get out of first position. But really, in first position, we just go up to G sharp or A flat. Now, with this, we can actually start on any pitch and play a chromatic scale with the root note. The starting pitch is what we call the root note off any of these. So if I wanted to start off C, for example, I could start on C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C, and come right back down to the C. The chromatic scale is symmetrical, meaning that every single one of these pitches is part of the same scale. So any one of these notes can be the starting pitch, but the scale is going to be the same for each of the 12 chromatic scales, so to speak. So we can start on any note as the root. It's the same scale no matter what, which is pretty cool. Now, in unlocking where the pitches are on the guitar, memorizing sharps and flats at once is a little bit much. The best place to start if you want to memorize where the notes are in this first position is to memorize where the natural notes are first, and then just remember that sharps are always 1 fret higher than a natural note and flats are always 1 fret lower. So there's a little bit of a pattern you can kind of memorize. On these outside two strings, which are both E, you have E and then F at the first fret and G at the third. So E, F, and G, and it's just right up the alphabet. Then, with the A string, we have A, B, and C, which is open, 2, and 3. The D string works the same, only it's D, E, and F. So, if you can remember where the notes, what the open strings are, on that low 6 string, remember open, first, third, E, F, G. Then we switch to open, 2, 3, A, B, C, open, 2, 3, D, E, F. And then on the third string, we just have 2 notes. The third string's always that weird one. So in this case, just 2 notes. We have the open string, which is a G, and then the second fret, which is an A. And then we switch back to 0, 1, 3. So B, C, and D, and E, F, and G. So open, first, third, open, second, third, open, second, third, open, second, open, first, third, open, first, third. If you can remember what the open strings are, and there's lots of acronyms I've had students use, like eating apples daily grows big ears, and you can come up with your own. But if you can remember what the open string is, then alphabetically it's easy to remember that you go up to F and G. E, F, G, if I know my starting pitch, then it's A, B, C, if I know my starting pitch, D, E, F, if I know my starting pitch, G, A, if I know my starting pitch, B, C, D, and if I know my starting pitch, E, F, G. So it's as simple as that, and then we can start to memorize where they are. Just remembering that the top 2 strings go open, 1, 3, and the low 6 string goes open, 1, 3. And then the third string only goes open 2, but the 4th and 5th strings go open, 2, 3. So that can help you start to memorize where the natural notes are, and then you just remember the sharp is 1 fret higher and a flat is 1 fret lower. So if I have a C, C sharp is just going to be 1 fret higher. C flat, which is actually the same as a B natural, is 1 fret lower, or B flat is 1 fret lower than B. For the open strings, if it's a sharp, like from G to G sharp on the 3rd string, it's just going right up from the open string to the 1st fret. Flats are a little trickier, but knowing our chromatic scale is all that matters. We know that the open string goes to the 4th fret on the lower string, except when we're going to the 3rd fret on the 3rd string. So you can find those flats pretty easy. So that's how you find notes on the notes in first position. That's the chromatic scale in first position. Super exciting. That unlocks so much. So in so many styles we play in first position, it's important to know where those notes are located. So I hope you're having fun with this. In part 3, which will actually be the next lesson in this fretboard theory series, we're going to look at how we can play the chromatic scale across the strings in higher positions. So unlock a little bit more of the upper part, the higher frets on that fretboard, and it'll be great. So I'll see you then. Take care. Keep having fun playing that guitar. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.